Could this mean that Blake Lively's lawsuit basically lost all their evidence? Hi and welcome to Flaa and Talk. I'm Kjersti Flaa, and here on my channel I talk about my good and bad experiences in Hollywood and working as an entertainment reporter. So yesterday I pronounced 3 names wrong. I'm so sorry, and thank you guys for correcting me. Sometimes people are like, oh, should I correct you? I don't mean any harm by it. And please, if I say something, if I pronounce something wrong, please let me know. I really appreciate when you do. I don't want to keep on saying names the wrong way. So the 3 names that I didn't know how to pronounce were Margot Robbie. I said Margot with a T, which would be the Norwegian way to pronounce her name, Margot. I mean, there is a T there for no reason, but still I will pronounce her name correctly from now on, Margot. Another name that I mispronounced was this guy's name, who is in Another Simple Favorite with Blake Lively. His name is Michele Morone, not Michelle like I said, which is mostly a girl's name, I think. So Michele, that's the right pronunciation. I also managed to say America Ferrara instead of America Ferrera. So there we go. I will really concentrate on not mispronouncing people's names. Again, it's not my strongest side, and I have my Norwegian, accent and my Norwegian pronunciation in the back of my head all the time. So I'm sorry about that. And please, as I said, continue correcting me if I say something wrong. Anyways, so this whole fake lawsuit thing or sham lawsuit that everyone's been talking about lately, that was picked up by some other major outlets today. For some reason, no one talked about it during Easter, and I was like, are they trying to bury this story? But then I saw Deadline did a story on it today, and Page 6 did a story on it. And in the Deadline article, Brian Friedman is actually commenting on this. He kept saying that there were no real subpoena involved in this, and that's why he was questioning how Blake Lively had gotten hold of all those text messages and emails. So he's saying to Deadline today that Ms. Lively and Mr. Reynolds' company Van Zandt had nothing to do with this case, and they knew it. This sham lawsuit was designed to obtain subpoena power without oversight or scrutiny, and in doing so, denied my clients the ability to contest the propriety, nature, and scope of the subpoena. And he's continuing to say there's nothing normal about this. In contrast to Blake Lively's team is saying that this is really normal. Officers of the court have a duty of candor to the court and an obligation not to file fictitious lawsuit that have no basis in fact or law. Basically, Brian Friedman is saying here that this whole sham lawsuit is a disgrace, it's unethical, and it's an abuse of the legal system. Another thing that is very important here that someone mentioned in one of the comments, thank you for reminding me of that, which is really put things in perspective here, is that Leslie Sloan, Blake Lively's publicist, called Jennifer Abel on August 21st to tell her that she had seen these messages and she will get sued. So how had she seen these messages already? If the sham subpoena wasn't issued until October 1st, because remember this sham lawsuit was filed on September 27th. But then Leslie Sloan had already seen these messages and called her and threatened her on August 21st. It doesn't add up, and it looks really, really bad. I actually asked ChatGPT, I put in all the facts and I said, what could happen here in both scenarios? If the judge sides with Brian Friedman or if the judge sides with Blake Lively's team. And it says here, possibly consequences for Lively are accusations, abuse of process, potential exclusion of evidence obtained from subpoena, which would be tragic for her. If they exclude this evidence, she has nothing. These text messages obtained from this phone, that's everything she has of evidence, except from her own words. So if they exclude this evidence, that is major. The other scenario could be that the judge agrees with Blake Lively and saying that, yeah, this is common practice, this is a common tool to use, which I think would be weird because why wouldn't they say this in the first place? If it was so common, why have they been hiding this? And why have they been hiding that subpoena? Why didn't they publish it? Why was Stephanie Jones so secretive when she showed it to some publications saying that, oh, you can't publish the subpoena itself, you can only say that you've seen it, which is also the reason why the Daily Mail started digging into things, because they were like, oh, we've seen the subpoena, who is Van Zandt? But this is really interesting, because if all of this, as I said, is excluded, that puts her case in such a weak position. And I think what we've seen in the media so far, everyone's just been calling this a sham lawsuit. So I don't understand how the judge can have a different opinion. But I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know these things, but very interesting development here, I think. Anyways, someone also sent me this article that was discussed on Reddit, which is quite interesting the way it was posted on Reddit. It says here that this Vox article from 2016, and there's a link to the article, I read it, it's very interesting. So of course this is proof that Baldoni has invented a time machine just to smear Lively back in 2016, just to create this untraceable smear campaign. So this article, which was posted 9 years ago, the same year I did that viral interview with her actually, it says here Blake Lively's blameless blankness explained, and this whole article is just about how blah Blake Lively is, and that she basically has no talent, and that, you know, we just like her because she's pretty and she's just got this free card in Hollywood because of her blonde hair and good looks. It says here that if Lively didn't look the way she does, it's impossible to imagine her getting attention and roles that she does. The criticism she received is understandable. She's proof and reminder of the ugly truth that in Hollywood, hard work, talent, and intelligence all take a backseat to appearance. You found the perfect woman, all blonde and no edges, so smooth, it's like she's not even there. Yeah, this is a long article and it's really like slamming Blake Lively, talking about how pointless she is. It says here, but outside of that pocket of fiction, Lively represents something to us. A blameless, soulless, gorgeous blonde. And like all celebrities, the feelings this boring specter conjures, the frustration that she gets rewarded over and over, our thirst for something interesting about her, our desire for her to be more, be better, reveals more about us than it does about Lively. That is so true. And that's true with all these celebrities, that we just put them on these pedestals because we really want them to be role models. We really want them to be something special. And we project all this talent and beauty to these people and these personalities, and they're not like that. And maybe it's our fault. Yeah. I don't know. Very interesting article. I will leave a link to the article below if you're interested in reading it. Yeah. It's quite telling on what people actually thought about Blake Lively already 9 years ago. Also, someone sent me an article from news.com in Australia where they're talking about Hugh Jackman and how he has received so much undeserved hate from his split with Deborah Lee Furness. I think it's interesting too. I also have to say that I reacted to it because I felt like it was a little undeserved, because Hugh Jackman, they were married for 27 years. That's a really long time. And especially in Hollywood, it's unheard of. And people close to him has said that he didn't start a relationship with Sutton Foster before he broke it off with Deb. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think at the same time, I don't know why people went after Hugh Jackman. Like, still when he posts on Instagram, this is over 1.5 years ago. It was September 23 when they actually said that they were going to call it quits. And people are still attacking him for it. I think it's such an interesting thing because as you all might know by now, there's been so many rumors about Hugh Jackman being gay. I didn't even know that Deborah, his ex-wife, had commented on this a couple of times. which was kind of surprising to me when I found this.
When you're a celebrity, you're so open slather to people wanting to say negative things. I mean, Hugh's been gay for whatever. I mean, hello, guys. If he was gay, he could be gay. He didn't have to hide in the closet anymore.
Yeah.
And he'd be dating Brad Pitt or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Not that Brad's gay, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is Hugh gay? He's been married to
he's been gay for so many years. I was gay too. So you know when I did Shame, I was gay.
Is it?
They were shocked when I got married.
How annoying is that?
It's just wrong. It's like someone saying to Elton John, he's straight. I'm sure he'd be pissed.
Yes, so I've heard these rumors for a long time too, and she's saying here if he wanted to come out, why he could just do it. I don't think that's true. I don't think he could come out now. It's a little late, and I think people would attack him more if he did, because then we would have felt like, people would feel like he would have tricked us for so many years, and I think it would have backfired on him. Yeah, I was a bit surprised that he had found a new girlfriend. I thought that maybe this is it, but I guess not. It's not my place to say what people should do in their personal life, but I think from my experience with Hugh Jackman, I've said this so many times here on my channel, he is the most sympathetic, sincere, generous person. Like, I think he's like on my top 3 list of people I've interviewed that, you know, he's so nice to everyone. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about him, and he's so respectful to everyone around him. He's always delivering, you know, he's so open in interviews. He's just like very generous and sincere and super nice guy. So it makes me sad actually to see that he's getting so much hate on social media. I'm rooting for Hugh Jackman, and I'm sorry for him for being dragged into this whole mess with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I think he's just a good friend. He's been friends with Ryan Reynolds. Maybe Ryan Reynolds is fun to be friends with. I don't know. They've done so many projects together. But I just feel like I don't want Hugh Jackman to get hurt in all of this. I just feel like some people are just genuine, and I feel like someone like him in Hollywood, they're so rare to come across, even though he's not American, he's Australian, but it's just rare that you come across these people that are just so genuinely nice, and I think he's very talented as well. So I hope Hugh Jackman can become happy, and I think we need to give him a little slack. 27 years together with someone, if you're not happy anymore, I'm sure that they have been unhappy for many years before they decided to go separate ways, and there's always one person that's a little more bitter than the other one. And I think in Hollywood, in relationship, they never last if both people are big stars. I don't know any relationship that's worked for. It's just too much pressure, and so I think the longer relationships are the ones where one person agrees to kind of be in the backseat the whole time, and the other person is the big famous celebrity and, you know, carries that, and then the other one is like the quiet supporter, and they manage to keep their relationship more private. Look at Meryl Streep. People didn't hate Meryl Streep because she got divorced. People didn't hate Kevin Costner recently because he got divorced, so I think we should hate Hugh Jackman because he got divorced. All right, that's it for me, you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being patient with me and my pronunciations. I really appreciate it. I'm still sick. I've been really out of it today, so I'm sure that I mispronounced things in this episode as well. Again, thanks for subscribing, and if you haven't yet, please do, and hit the notification bell and keep sending me tips. I love it. There's so many of the things that you send me that I talk about in these episodes, so yes, thank you from the bottom of my heart, and yeah, I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.